Hi, beautiful Capricorn. Welcome to a new era. My name's Emma. Capricorn, this is a little bit of a bonus read here. We're going to do a love reading for you. It's also a timeless read. So whenever you find this, think about it as like 6 weeks into the future. And then like whenever you find it, it's just 6 weeks from whenever you find it. I wanted to do this love reading here today because I just felt for the July readings, there were so many connections being made. I just felt like there were almost like a little bit of a, I don't know, boom of soulmates coming together. So I just figured, let's just really focus on love this time and see whatever wants to come through. So it can be about romantic love, but it can also be like the love towards yourself, love in an already committed relationship, all of the above. So let's just see what comes out. I do apologize for the quality of this video. I have been like trying my, I'm not going to use any bad words here, but like really trying my best to have the camera work without it lagging, without it, like it's a really low resolution right now. And that's going to affect the quality of the video. So rather that, I feel then it just get like hiccups throughout the video. And I just don't want to postpone any like to have these videos come online anymore, just due to that crap going on. So I'm gonna try to really figure it out to get the best quality for you guys. So let's just dive into the reading. Let's see what's going on for you, Capricorn, around love, about 6 weeks into the future. Okay, 6 to 8 is what I hear. Huge difference in people's lives. Okay. Love, Capricorn. What do we want to share? Take the lead. Take the lead. And what I get there is like, don't sit home, wait for no one. That's a little bit harsh, but like, yeah. And that's obviously not going to apply for everyone. Don't sit at home and wait for no one. What do we have? And I'm waiting for the cards to pop out as I don't want to influence. What do we have for Capricorn, please? There you go. Sadness and isolation. Wow. Someone is coming out of a rather not fun place and coming back alive or online, or like you're coming back again, getting ready for the next steps. That's 3-3. So it's a strong creational energy. It's a master number if we have 33 there, which it is. We have 3-3. And so 11 is fantasy, wishes, ideas. I hope this will happen. It's just on a sort of a mind level. And then 22 is when the master number represents like when things are starting to manifest, you start to see evidence of it coming to fruition. But it's like it's an ongoing process. 33, it's basically when it's done. It's like a done situation. Something can either be done, like we're done here, we're moving on, or it's like it's a manifested reality. It's no longer in what should we do about this, or I wish this, or I want this. It's settled. It's clear. It's done. It's here. It has arrived, or it has left the building, if that makes any sense. But like I said, 3 is also very creative. It's very creative. It's very inspirational. It's very open-ended. I want to use for whatever reason today. It's like a very celebratory energy as well. So it's not a heavy or bad energy. Well-deserved reward and flow. 9 and 10. You've done a really beautiful job here, Capricorn. We're going to dive deeper into these and just sort of come from various places, like whether you're single or in a committed relationship, or somewhere in between, or you're single but you don't want in a relationship, but it's more like the love towards yourself. win or lose. Number 5. So this is something someone has gotten over. It's been a challenging situation, but you're getting over it. 5 is an opportunity for change, right? And just a couple more cards from this other deck to really get into the message. And win or lose is all about like not getting your ego to run the show, like not let the ego dictate the storyline out of fear. Sometimes we can sort of get into defensive mode over something, because it's like, if you feel attacked, or if you feel vulnerable, or if you feel like you're defeated in some way, or like put in a really vulnerable situation, we might answer, like the reaction might be then defense, or like the ego comes in to make up all these stories because you're in defensive mode. And so this is a little bit of a, like, just check your ego there a little bit, like to what's going on. Are you making up stories right now to sort of, to not feel so vulnerable? Or are you like, yeah, like look into that a little bit. And then we have new beginnings. And 9 of Raphael, make your wish, dreams become reality, a joyful time of life. So it's interesting because you're the first sign, Capricorn, that I find it's been more like a clear single situation, single been practicing like love towards themselves, or like in a committed relationship. What are we doing in this committed relationship right now? Like how does it look forward? This is probably the first reading that I'm getting with a quite clear, probably a recent breakup, or going through a breakup, or like there's some sort of separation. If you've been married, this might not be a divorce. It might be a separation, if that makes sense. Like we're not on paper divorced yet, but we moved apart, or we're like spending time apart, figuring things out. And I think you're the first sign that this comes through for very clearly. So either it's like a very strong storyline that just needs to be told here today. Someone needs to hear this. Or it's that the percentage actually of Capricorn is so high that that's the storyline we're going to run with. We're going to have other things coming through here as well, but that's for sure a strong storyline. So take the lead, sadness and isolation. So this, I feel, someone has been thinking for a long time. You might even have been feeling isolated, or like left to your own resolution, like not too many people to sort of share your story with, or share your emotions with. It might be that you haven't felt safe in your relationship. It might feel like you've been bored in your relationship. You might feel like we've come to the end of the road here, but you just like, it's been a little bit tricky to put this, it doesn't always have to be toxic for us to leave people. I mean, the majority of, even though there's some really difficult relationships that I have under my belt, for sure, that was not a pretty ending at all. Some of these endings that I've had has been like with people that there's no real conflict going on. There's no real drama. There's no real, you did this to me, or I did that to you, or like whatever. It's just a sort of a, we come to the end of the road, and when no one's really, I remember specifically one relationship when I told people like that I was thinking about, like I wanted to separate from that, or have it be over. People were like, what? You guys, like if you guys don't last, whoever is gonna last, because they never saw us fighting. They never saw us like nothing. And there wasn't any fighting. There was no drama at all. But just that feeling, just a very quiet feeling, a little voice, just over time, it took me probably 1.5 years to break this off completely. Because of the like insecurity, am I doing the right thing? He's a good guy. He's kind. He is very like supportive. He's very, and then to just listen to that inner voice saying it's time to move on. it's really, you really have to trust a lot, that inner feeling, to leave something. And then it can sometimes be easier to walk away from a relationship if they sort of stabbed you in the back, or they were cheating, or they were, it's a toxic situation. It's so much easier. I'm not saying it's easy, but like, it's easier to defend why you're leaving them, if that makes sense. And this might be the situation here, that it has taken you a moment. You might not even have realized that you've shut yourself off a little bit, or and gone into like a isolated situation where you actually don't thrive and actually don't blossom because of the relationships, well, the relationships form in itself, but also that it has run its course. So I feel you coming out of this relationship is really going to help you blossom, because it's like either a feeling of coming back into yourself. It's like, wow, I didn't even realize how much I lost myself here. And until you, is that feeling of leaving a place that's so familiar to you, like my hometown where I grew up. Like, it's really, really beautiful. Like, but you sort of get a little bit blind to it because you're there all the time. And then when I left the town, I think I was away for like many years. And then the first time coming back to it, it's like, oh my God, I forgot how beautiful this place is. Like, there's the greens and the trees and like all of it going on. It's like, wow, you get a reminder once you've left and then you come back. It's almost like you recognize the beauty of yourself again. Taking a lot of time on this first energy here, but it's really, really important that you follow that inner voice, and that you understand that it's okay that we've come to the end of the road, and that you're going to start to blossom again, because there's something that's been holding you back for quite a while, Capricorn, that it's going to come alive again. And it's take the lead. Like, I feel like once you're out of this energy, like once you're out of this relationship, once you're out of this place, this house, this home, this situation, then like it gets energized rather quickly. You might almost be like a little bit surprised that like how quickly you're back in the saddle, whatever you want to call it. Like, are you supposed to be a little bit more sad perhaps? It's interesting now when I think about it, because I just realized there's a person I've been talking to just recently. And now when I think about it, is he Capricorn? Never mind. Okay. Yeah, that we just talked about, like, feeling quite alright for, being through a breakup. Shouldn't it be more tough? Shouldn't you be more sad? Well, it's just like when a person's dying, or a person actually has crossed over. It's like people feel guilty for feeling happiness, or feeling content, or feeling satisfied, because it's like socially, it's almost like you're supposed to be sad. And a lot of the times we are, because it's an ending, it's a separation, it's tough to go through. I just feel like there's something here, like you will be quite amazed how quickly you will get, and I don't feel like that's denial. If people say you're out and about rather quickly after a breakup, or you're out and like you're way too happy, like that's denial. That's for sure denial. And I don't feel like it is. I feel like you're just so on the right path, and you've just been following that voice. Then there's no reason for the sadness, because you're following the voice. Okay. It's well-deserved reward and following the flow. And here I get a little bit of a single story. And obviously, if you're going through a breakup and have actually left the situation or left the person, you might consider yourself to be single. But like, this is actually for more of a person. I'm getting like both stories here, that either you have just come out or is coming out of the situation, like having a breakup or having a separation here. And it's also for singles, like if you've been single for a while. So if we continue with the path there with if you have just gone through a breakup, or you're going through a breakup, this is a well-deserved reward. I feel that perhaps this situation has not, like, this is not new to you. You left previous relationships in the past whether you're the one who's the breakupper or the breakupee, however you want to say that, like you've done such a good job at following your own path. Maybe to people's surprise sometimes. It's like the surprise of who you're leaving and the surprise who you're coming together with, because it's like you're just following your voice, and you come to this gorgeous place because of it. And usually, like I usually from the very beginning always talk about how I believe so strongly that every single relationship, every single situation, even every little encounter that you have on this planet is for the pure sake of you getting to know yourself better, for more of realization about who you are. And I feel like the relationship stuff just does that best, because it just has, you just sort of have to look at yourself in the mirror through the relationships, and you come out thriving. You really have done a beautiful job coming out thriving. And if you're single, I feel like you single Capricorns, I feel like you've been single for a while. And I don't know why I'm supposed to say this, but specifically someone's been single for 4 years. And you might even have like emphasized that to someone very recently, like 4 years. It's 4 years, like that's so long. So it's not like you've been single for 2 months. I feel like this is a person who's been single for quite some time. And you're now, like, this is well-deserved reward. You're now sort of back out there. This is a great opportunity. These 6 weeks coming up, I would say even 6 weeks to 6 months into the future from when you listen to this, there's a big opening happening. Like, well-deserved reward comes from you working on yourself. You've been taking your time. You've been like looking into your own personal growth, stuff like that. You haven't just jumped ships and try to hide from yourself. Like, this is well-deserved reward. This is when your dharma starts to happen. Like, we're done with karma and dharma replaces it. Good stuff is about to begin. We have a 9 there, so it's like an ending. We're ending the old and coming into the new. And we have 9 and 10, which I know it's what's the big deal, but it's like it means that it's a process. 9 and 10 is like, okay, you have just entered into this situation now where if you're single and you're looking for a person, I'm not getting too much about committed relationships here at all, and I don't feel like it's actually going to come up, and I do apologize if you were sort of waiting for that. I don't feel it here. It's more if you're going through a breakup, have just broken up with someone, or have been single for a while. And this is when, if we're going to the person who, or people, the Capricorns, who are going through a breakup or have just broken up recently, it's like you're testing the water. I don't mean that you're like looking for love already. I just feel like you so want, like, that hand over that heart, right? That hand over that heart and that hand in the water. It's such a metaphorical message, I feel, with the 10, which is a completion. So we've ended the old stuff here and we're coming into a 10, which is a completion, about like being lost at sea or not knowing where to navigate with that compass in the back there, right? Like not knowing which direction to go. This is when you're like really getting clear. Like, you're not gonna date anyone anytime soon just cause, or to fill a void, or to, it's, you really want to like be one with your heart and really feel your way through to just put you on the right path. And if you're single, I feel that this is you testing the waters. This is you like leading with your heart, coming from your heart, really knowing what you want. And maybe for the first time in your life, this is a well-deserved reward. Like, you've been doing like a lot of work on yourself, that you are like, you're not just gonna jump into bed with anyone. No judgment here though. It's just you're testing the water and you're really coming from a very heartfelt place. And then we have 9 and 20. So here we have 9 and 10, right? It's a process, it's a progress. And here we have 9 and 20. So it's almost like first we do the 9 and 10, and then we take the leap of faith, or then we take, like, we're jumping timelines. It's like, okay, get on with it already. So we have 9 of Raphael, which is beautiful together with a new beginning here. Right, that's gorgeous. And so 9 of Raphael is, I usually say this, it's not the magician. It's not that you know that you create your own reality. It's not that you exactly understand how you attract the relationships that you want to attract, but you're beginning to. Make a wish, dreams become reality, joyful time of life. You still feel like there's certain aspects of life that needs to come about. They need to take place in order for you to be able to do whatever it is that you need to do. Where in fact the world is, or the universe is actually more accommodating. Is that what you say? Like, it's more beneficial. It has more to give you or offer to you if you were actually just a little bit more open to it. So, but this is like a really good start. I'm not trying to like, oh dear little Capricorn, you don't know anything. It's quite the opposite. You really have started to open up and figure out this world around you, and truly also, what is it that you're asking about? Both for breakupies and for singles, I feel like you're truly coming into that magical place of understanding that you can ask for what you want. There's actually a relationship out there that matches what you're seeking, which means you shouldn't settle for less. It means you shouldn't, when other people say that's a long list, you know, it's not really about the list. It's about just hitting the jackpot when it comes to relationships, where it just feels, it's so effortless, that where you don't know where you start and the other person ends. And that's, I'm not talking about codependency. I'm just talking about, like, it's such a match. It's such a privilege to just be with this person. And it's such a privilege for them to be with you. It's such a two-way street. It's a team. It's a unit. And new beginnings. This is like, we have a completion first, but this 20 is like 2.0 version of Capricorn. New beginnings, starting a new life, starting over, starting yet again, finding your passion, finding your purpose, finding your path. You're really moving on with a very clear break from the past. It's not it's a fly in here, and the fly represents take your power back. Take your power back. Leave the leave the negativity and the past behind, and just take your power back. And you're so ready, like, to start again, to begin again. That is what I have for you, beautiful Capricorn. I hope that's helpful. I hope it's uplifting to you, and that you find some inspirational nuggets in here to move you in the right direction. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps me quite a lot. And give it a thumbs up if you like this video, if you like this theme or this topic. Please give it a thumbs up. Maybe even write something in a comment section about what you think about this. Like, I can just continue to do all the general reads, but if you really feel like this is something different or special, extra, when I really focus in on the love, then please let me know, and I'll continue to do that. It's really important to me that I know that you like it, because why else am I doing this? Okay? So thank you so much for watching. Take care, guys. Bye.